When you sleep, your energy raises. Sometimes I find myself waking up and it seems like the first thoughts are like, it's like I'm thinking while I'm asleep. Is that, I wake up and I'm concerned about my business or something like that.
Well, that's the byproduct of momentum, but it's not that way. And that's why we explain to you, just like when you remember a dream, you weren't dreaming it all night long and now you're remembering it. You're getting it now in response to whatever vibrational place that you're at as you are awakening. As you're slumbering, it's not a clearing place where you clear to the highest frequency. It's a stopping of momentum so that wherever you are is not increasing in that moment, which means it's your time of choosing which way you want to lean. That's a clarifying point, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So whatever momentum you've got going, it's likely, it's logical that you would jump back into it, but it's not necessary and it's not mandatory, and that is the easy button approach to it. In other words, that is your time of greatest influence to the direction of your vibration, is when you first wake up. And so that's what we're encouraging you all to do, is give yourself a running start to be a little more happy than you were yesterday. And if you do that every day, that momentum will take on a life of its own in very short order.
And I've read papers in the past that I didn't give much credence to, but where the tuning ability of DNA, and I feel like as we raise our vibration, it responds
Yes.
much in that way about the transparent matter. Like,
Yes.
I want to bring good positive energy. My DNA is making changes.
Yes.
I feel like, to receive energy.
You're adaptive. The question is, are you adapting to this or this?
Right. So like you were saying, when you depart, you leave everything bad behind.
Or when you're in physical form and you meditate, you leave it behind too.
And you can gain that. But in DNA, it's the information storage going on in DNA that is perpetuating the evolution of all species on this planet.
Misassumption.
Okay.
The DNA is not doing the dictating. It is adapting to the vibration.
Right. I'm with you there. So when you have two parents come together, they have like a historic DNA.
Talking about the biology.
The biology, which I think can be overcome by your thoughts.
So there are two parents that are accomplishing the biology of the DNA. Mm-hmm. And we say blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And then there is the non-physical arena of pure positive energy that is accomplishing the vibrational biology, which is supreme. And by far the greatest influencer.
Yeah.
Oh, by far.
But is there not some sort of nascent baggage or things that you have to deal with? Like,
no, just hindering beliefs that you pass along from one another in your physical form. Just hindering beliefs that you pass along.
More societally?
Societally, parentally, spousally, educationally, historically.
Yeah. That's all part of it. But so that
it's all part of the contrast, and it's all good. In other words, so there's this basis that you're born into, and there's this basis that you come from. And the deliciousness of life is finding the balance in all of that. And everything that we teach is about letting this be dominant. But you got to know about it first. You've got to find some way of hooking into it in an understanding way.
So am I wrong in thinking that if we live a life where we are altering our DNA and pulling more and more positive energy into our being non-transparent, but absorbing that energy, You're not wrong. It's exactly right. In fact, the evolution of your species is including all of that. Your adaptability, that's what that's all about. But is there a change that can occur in the DNA that can then be passed on? Isn't that the process? It already has been. It's hard for you to see it because it's gradual, and it's hard for you to define it because scientists are so busy looking at what has been that they're not able to see what is becoming, and they need it to be manifested before they see it and take note of it when it's in the vibrational ethers all along, and you could sense it and know it. But yes, that adaptability, that evolution, that's what all of that is about. But most are so busy looking at the existence of the evidence that they don't find anything new.